when things happening as you want, when things are amazing, you can jump momentarily to that moment before the beginning, and you as the spirit can put something there and it just happened, and people look at you and say, wow, you're so powerful. Those people that are wow, so powerful are just basically saying, the hell with the past. I can be here at the beginning. And you do that by going to before the past. So you can say all your future start before your past. I know it sounds twisted, but your future start before your past. You will have as much future as you don't have past. Take a child, he just born, he has no past, so he has a lot of future.
Absolutely.
An old person agrees with a lot of past, so he's sure he's going to die, and he hope he will not go to where he's supposed to go, or to what he deserves. Yes. So this is an old man. Yes, he has so much past that for him he's old because the past limit him for so many things. There's so many limitations, so he cannot start a new company. He cannot start a new hobby. He cannot start a new adventure. He is relying on his past. But if he could, you take people that their body is old, but they starting things, they coming up with things. Why? Because they said, the hell with the past. For me, I'm the creator. For me, there's no time. So you have as much future as you ignore your past, as you delete your past, as you do not create your past. So your future is actually before, your future start before your past. That's an unbelievable viewpoint.
Which is a great definition for what is the difference between children and adults. The children, they do that very well, and we fail to see it because we are so much conditioned, let us say, by the physical universe. Incidentally, what you are describing is what successful business people, successful entrepreneurs are made of. They may or may not be talking about it, but they have really mastered to be the creators of new ideas, which is what makes them to a success that really they are. Yeah. That's great. 100%. So such people really then, other than being healthy, they must have a mind in good condition, the definition of which being no fake realities, correct data, so forth and so on. But they have also cognited on being spiritual beings, which is not really a language either discussed at the academic level or in the marketplace, so to speak. Yet the successful ones in these environments are the ones who are practicing exactly that. So they cognited on their spirituality, and when they say, I am the boss, they don't really mean I am the boss in terms of a physical boss. I have money, I have business. They mean I am the boss from a spiritual perspective, the source of everything. So I want to dovetail with that into there is a new study area that you have embarked on, because some people, they have approached you, some well-established people in the, how shall I call it, in the yoga industry, not meditation, yoga industry. And they know what they know about yoga, but when they have listened to you time and again, they made a connection to some extent that there is more to what they know, and that essentially they don't quite know what they thought they know about the yoga. And one thing led to another, and you started a series of presentations, webinars on talking about yoga. And by the way, you are not teaching yoga in terms of movement, physical movements. You are talking about yoga as to what is it based on, where it is coming from, in terms of the subject, more or less, that we are talking about here. Now, this Sunday, if I'm not mistaken, there is another webinar coming up, I think at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this particular subject. Nothing will please me more if more and more people join that, because they're going to get a deeper taste of what we're talking about really here. So having said that, I'm not asking you to do a selling job because it is not really necessary, and everything sells by itself because they are so right, they are so true. Do you think that you can present the ideas that you have in regards to what is right about yoga, what is wrong about yoga, and how can people embark on it? It made a very big difference to me, even over the last few months that we were just talking about this yoga. A lot of things, they start to fall in place in that regard. So I very much personally appreciate all that you are teaching in that regard, but we need many other people to appreciate it and to join us. Can you please take the floor and then talk about the yoga plans?
Yeah, for sure. So the history of why I'm into yoga is because I have a friend, and she is a very, very, very advanced yoga teacher, and she can do all the asanas, all the poses that looks amazing, and she's doing it really correctly, and she really understands it, and she is a very good teacher as well. And but she realized, she was honest enough to realize that when she teaches the theory, the spiritual theory of yoga, which is really summarized in the Yoga Sutras, she doesn't get a result. She actually do not get the expected result. She see people do not improve. She see that people say that they're very spiritual, but they cannot buy a loaf of bread. They are very spiritual, but they have terrible relationship. They're very spiritual, but they don't understand anything about the physical universe. They're very spiritual, but they don't know how to fix an upset. So she said, well, that's not spiritual. Then why should I be spiritual if I cannot do anything with it? Why for? And she started to study with me, and she started to work with me, and she told me, you know, I really want to understand these Yoga Sutras. I said, let me read it. And I read it, and I said, you cannot understand it. And she said, what do you mean? I said, you cannot understand it. And she said, what do you mean you cannot understand it? I said, let's do an exercise. Let's take 15 people that study them, and I'll ask them a few questions, and let's see if they can explain to me the first 2 sutras. Not everything, no, not 20, not 196, just 2. And we've checked it with few people, and I've asked on a webinar of about 300 people, and not one person could explain any of those.
That's right.
You've been on that webinar, right?
That's right.
They could say them, they could parrot them, but when I ask them, what does it mean? And when I a little bit pushed to actually explain to me, I'm 6 years old, explain it to me. They couldn't. Now, why they couldn't is not because they are not clever. It's because what's written there is not complete. Now, why is it not complete? Because this thing was so powerful that the actual full version was a combination. It's basically was encrypted. There was something that's written, and there was a public key, that's what's written, and then there's the private key, which is what was moving from one person to another as a secret. And about 2,560 years ago, there was the last actual yogi, and with him, when he died, he took with him the key. And the key is not there. And so you have a message, an encrypted message that no one can read. No one can read. And that's the problem. Now, when you cannot read something, but you know that it's powerful, what people do, they start to invent. They invent definitions, they invent explanation. And the more they invent, the bigger the mess. So there are all kinds of opinions about the Yoga Sutras, and there are many, 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 many books. And if you read the books, and if I'll ask you to actually explain what's written there, you will see that you may be able to parrot it, but you won't be able to explain it. So she said, so what are we going to do? I said, well, the only way to do is to get everyone not to listen to what I think is the definitions there, what I think is the secret key, because I'm just another opinion. Who make me so important that I have the secret key? So she said, what are we doing? I said, what we will do, I will teach everyone how to recover the secret key. How to recover the secret key. So you have 200 people on a webinar or in a seminar, and everyone, without talking to each other, each one is in a different country, each one not talking to each other at all, everyone find the same definition. So basically we rewrite the Yoga Sutras, and everyone write it the same. Not because I told them what to write, but because they realize what it means. And that's what I'm doing with the Yoga Sutra. I actually get you to realize that the Yoga Sutra, as they are today, unfortunately, they're not even a shadow of what they were supposed to be. And you need to find the truth. Actually, if you will follow what the Yoga Sutra say today, because you will not actually understand, you will get worse. You will get worse. And that's quite fascinating, because everyone instinctively know that they're powerful, but they don't get the result. So even the people that wrote books about the subject, when they talk to me, they find out that actually they themselves don't know what they talked about. And I know it's not easy to hear, but try me. Listen to one of those Yoga Sutra seminars, and you will see that what you thought that you know is just a lie.
We have been working together for many years. I can attest to it that it is hard to swallow, hard to confront. It is just a matter of plowing through it, and then the day comes and you start understanding. Thereafter, you have the ability to confront anything coming your way, including this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really it is really important data that you need to delete in order for you to find what you want to find. So you have all kind of filters in front of you, and only when you remove all those filters where you see the truth. And while you have the filters, you think that you see something right, but if you don't know there are filters there, you don't know that you don't see the truth, and you are sure that you see the truth, but the only indication that you don't see the truth is no results. So for as long as you don't have results in life, for as long as you don't feel that you use your full potential, for as long as your results not paralleling your potential, you still did not see the truth. Because the moment that you see the truth, you see yourself. And the moment that you see yourself, nothing is the limit. Not the sky and not the sea, and nothing is the limit. There's actually not limit for you, because you are the creator of the limitations. That's how powerful you are.
We all are.
Yeah.
We all are. We just need to bring more and more people around the table, and then at least to have a listen, and then they can make up their own mind what they hear if it is talking to them. In all these years that we have been working together, I have never ever seen anybody not liking it or not understanding it or leaving, for God's sake. So never ever had an experience like this, that what we are learning, what we are understanding, finding ourselves, so to speak, is keeping us together ever since we met. That is beautiful.
Yeah, it's really powerful. It's very applicable, very powerful. It is something that once you've learned, it is the philosophy, or you can say this is the philosophy or the blueprint of the physical universe, the spiritual universe, and the interaction between them. And this blueprint, once you understand it, make you a godlike being. And I'm not exaggerating. It makes you a God-like being. And I'm not talking about you are the God. Yes, don't mix that with the real God. Yes, or the God. I'm talking about God-like, which means you have such an abilities to bring something out of nothing.
Yes, we briefly covered it in one of the previous interviews that is what, so to speak, gods have told us, that we are created in their image and that we are our own gods. That's all there is to it. So we are not getting it, letting it get to our head, so to speak. That is really very good. So again, it is coming up this Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern time. And we are all public enough, especially yourself, so people, they can find their way to register for that webinar, or do you want to mention it?
Yeah, you can go to www.meirezra.com/yoga. So Meir is M-E-I-R, Ezra is E-Z-R-A. So meirezra.com/yoga. And you can just follow me on Instagram, Meir Ezra Official, and write me a private message, and I always answer. And while I cannot guarantee that you will like my answers, I can guarantee that they will be effective. They will help you. Not sure you like them, but if you do what I suggest, I can put money on it that it will help you. So
I also want to mention that you always offer to the public, those who know you or they don't know you, that they can access you with an email or by whatever means, and then whatever questions they may have, and that you do respond. And then we are here to attest that you do respond to any and all questions really coming your way. So whatever they may want to discuss, you are open to that as well. There is no such individual with such wealth of information that is providing, how shall I call it? I will not call it a service, help to people that you know and to strangers, even if they are calling you from China. You're all game for it. It is really great to have you in our circles as part of our family. Great life experience to be with you, and then to attend the seminars, not so much right now, but the webinars, and doing such interviews. Anybody watching us, they know that we are talking from the heart, from the mind. We know who we are, what we are saying. There is nothing not to buy about what we are really saying. We are fairly entirely natural. We are talking the same language. I'm sure that many people listening to this, they are getting it, and many of them are joining us as we progress. So we have a webinar coming up at the 4 p.m., which is another thing altogether. So you need to prepare for that a little bit.
Yes.
So you're okay with that?
Yeah. Thank you, Marcel. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. South Africa time, 10 p.m. Europe. Join I think it's the one before last, free, totally free Yoga Sutras webinars. Join, you will change your life, like 100%, and things will improve for you, and you will see it's 100%. meirezra.com/yoga, or Instagram, Meir Ezra Official. Follow me. And if you want to see what I'm talking about, what's the subject that I'm talking about, go to YouTube and watch my videos. I have hundreds or thousands of videos there about any subject, from children to business, to sales, to marketing, PR, online marketing, offline marketing, you name it, hiring, firing, delivery, any subject you want is there. And what I present there, you will not hear anywhere else. It's different. Okay, Marcel, thank you very much. Thank you for everyone that joined us. Thank you for everyone that listening. Please, if you see once you saw the video, please share it with other people. And if you have any questions about what I say or about any subject, private message me. And I think the last thank yous is for Amit and Swapna that always help us to set up things. And big thank you for Shamaya that helped setting up this whole idea. of Facebook Lives. Although actually Kapil was the first person that told me you need to do restreaming, but Shamaya pushed it to a done. And of course to Gali and to you, Marcel, and I will see you again on next Friday.
Next Friday, 2:30. Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See you soon.